Hey y'all, I'm Leslie Hooper,
I'm Stephanie Montes.
and today I want to take a few moments to react to an Allure body image campaign that they interviewed 6 to 18-year-olds on the topic of body image. So these young, impressionable little ladies getting their insight into how they feel about their bodies today, because this stuff starts pretty young. And I think it's important that we recognize the impact that us as women, as parents, media that's going out influences these little ladies. So I'm excited to show you the highlights of what these girls are thinking about their bodies at this young, impressionable age. Let's get started. Steph, you ready?
I'm ready.
Among my friends, the biggest insecurity is probably like what their body looks like, not so much their face, but what their body is. Like they always complain, like, "Oh, I'm too chubby," or like, "Oh, I look like this."
I have struggled with my body. Yeah, I feel sometimes really insecure in my own skin about it. My legs, for instance, there's that whole entire like trend in the media about the thigh gap. Like I don't have that. Like that makes me not normal. That makes me not beautiful. I think I've gotten to the point where I accept that. I don't know. Kind of struggle with that. I have this friend who's like super skinny and like, because she's always dancing. And I feel like I wish that, like, my mom says I'm skinny or something, but not all the time that makes you really think that you're actually skinny because it's from your mom or your dad. And they just tell you the best things about you. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And so I wear black leggings because I feel they make me look small or skinny.
People used to call me fat all the time, and it would really bring me down.
Especially within my friend group at school, all the girls are so skinny. Like it's crazy. I don't like think I'm large or anything like that, but I'm definitely not as skinny as all my friends. And I used to really, really struggle with that, especially in the beginning of the years of high school.
I just want to kind of fit in the best that I can.
Sometimes my height comes into being insecure because like I'm so much taller than like most of my friends. I was by far the tallest girl always. And up until about like literally like senior year of high school this year, I was taller than a lot of the boys in my class. I hated it. Like it drove me crazy. Like I would come back from camp even and my mom would always say to me like, "Oh, you have the tall girl slouch. Like you have to stand up more." Cuz I'd literally slouch. So I was shorter.
They would say all sorts of things to me, or it's really hurtful, but I brushed off.
The other day, this girl I know posted on her Finsta saying people that don't look good in bikinis shouldn't go out in public in bikinis. And it started like this whole big thing. And it hurt a lot of like my own friends' feelings.
The other day, actually, I saw a comment on one of my really good friends. It was saying, "You're so fat, like, you need to lose weight."
When I was in middle school, they had Decade Day. I dressed as Madonna. And the kid in my grade came up to me and he goes, "Who are you supposed to be?" I'm like, I'm Madonna. And he goes, "Isn't Madonna supposed to be skinny?" And then what do you even say to that?
In 8th grade, I didn't necessarily struggle with an eating disorder, but I definitely, like, went through periods of time where I would be, like, fasting.
Lately, there are a lot of people out there who advertise having a larger butt or larger breasts and then a tiny skinny waist. I know a term nowadays is slim thick. So even if some parts of you are slim, other parts of you have to be full. And, it has to be a good balance in everything in your face. Everything has to be proportional.
Honestly, I just don't really feel comfortable in my own skin sometimes. I just don't look in the mirror often and just call it a day. I just don't feel comfortable about my height, how my face structure is, sometimes the nose. I don't know. I just avoid looking in the mirror because if I do, then I'll just think of how I want to be. But if I don't, I just think, hey, this is how I am. Let's deal with it.
I would just say find something that you love on your body. You have to love something.
I like about my body is that I have good muscles in my life from doing it all.
Okay, Steph, total killer, right? Very difficult to listen to that message. I mean, leggings, thigh gap, like, I'm glad that I personally didn't experience that much awareness of my body at 8 and 9 and 10 years old. And I wonder how much of that is because of the messaging in the home or the what they're seeing on TV, the comments at school, social media, right? What I mean, I'm sure it's a combination of all of that, but geez, it's really hard to listen to.
Yeah, I think it's probably a combination of all of that, and also depends on what kind of home you grew up in. If your home wasn't really body focused, and this was in the day and age before social media that you and I grew up in, before before cell phones. So, yeah, if it came for our age group, it came because of television and because of our homes and what was happening in the schools in our peer groups, not social media. But that definitely was my experience to a T. And so it is heartbreaking, but it's also not surprising to me at all. What was surprising to me as I grew up was that I wasn't alone. I kind of thought that I was this weirdo with the broken body kind of thing, even though there were people who were bigger than me and smaller than me and things like that. And I know that there was kind of this shared narrative of we're kind of the bigger girls or, we're chubby or whatever. And so we're the broken ones. But I didn't think it was such a universal thing. And now that they are doing more and more research on body image, they're showing that as young as 3, there's body awareness. And, 6 is a prime time for being hyper aware, super aware of whether or not you are pretty or ugly or worthy of being popular or not, or acceptable or cute in your clothes or not cute, or you're wearing hand me downs, or, like there is a lot of awareness in kindergarten and beyond.
It's such a huge subject, but one thing I'm so grateful that we do in the Unstuck program and in the upcoming training that we're offering is addressing body image because these conversations are not happening mainstream. You have to go and seek them out. And a lot of people that we have worked with have always had this narrative or false belief that when I lose weight, then I won't have any body image issues. But there are so many of us that can recall being in a smaller body, maybe even looking at a picture of ourselves when we were a child or a teenager and being like, I was so uncomfortable in my body at that point in time. What was wrong with me? And so that really highlights to me how, unless we do something about it, this inner dialogue that we have of not good enough or something's wrong with my body doesn't really go away. We just tend to fixate on something else if we do lose the weight, right? It could move to our cellulite or our wrinkles or stretch marks, whatever the case may be. We just pick because the picking is really the habit, the behavior that we have become accustomed to. And it starts with you as the adult, first and foremost. If you have a teenager or, I don't know, even a grown ass child, maybe you're feeling guilty because you see her now struggling with body image issues, because a lot of this does get passed down from generation to generation, or we project it onto our kids. And again, I don't think it comes from a bad place. I just think that we generally are doing it as a way to protect them, but it comes out pretty dysfunctional. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the time, there are plenty of people who bond with their children over diets and protect their kids by trying to get them to lose weight and things like that. Try to protect them, I should say. But a lot of it just is through example. If you think that your kids aren't noticing that you're body checking, that you're not happy in your body, that you're covering up, that you're complaining, that you're pinching and pulling and tugging and doing all the things, absolutely they see it. Absolutely they know exactly what it means. And they're looking at their reflection and going, if yours is bad, so is mine. Ask me how I know. We don't actually tell you that you shouldn't lose weight or can't lose weight or that it's not a good goal or a worthy goal. We talk about healthy habits and behaviors and help our clients lose weight. But we do it in a way that helps you love yourself down the scale or through the whole process or however you want to describe it. Because if you don't practice feeling good in your skin from day one, there is no guarantee that you're going to feel good about your body on goal day or whatever it is. It just doesn't work that way. So many of us can look back and go, man, I wish I was as ugly as I used to think I was.
Yeah, we're laughing, but it's so relatable, of course. when you are used to picking on yourself, beating yourself up, or even if you grew up in a home with a parent who was a food policer or body shamed themselves or other people, and you internalize that, maybe you even got body shamed. I mean, I hate to say it, but that does happen for a lot of people. And if these wounds are not healed, then you are going to operate from a place of dieting and exercise from self-loathing instead of a genuine interest of self-love, self-care, self-respect. And those are two very different paths. Only one of them leads to permanent, lifelong, sustainable weight loss because it is a genuine, authentic relationship you are cultivating with yourself. And so much of dieting, as we know, is just forcing and prodding and trying to strong arm ourselves into doing something, but it's rooted in not good enoughness, and that's why generally it doesn't last for most people. Psychology, lifelong habits that you can sustain, and then yes, body image. Those are the three critical ingredients for lifelong success. Steph, anything else you want to add here?
I think we covered it. This is a huge topic. I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, but I'm just not gonna, not right here.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.